Good morning. Happy Friday. Of course, as I hit the button, someone pulls up right next to me. You know what? I came over. Apparently, I chose poorly because I found a secluded spot. Sean Nelson, don't even try to find me today, Sean Nelson. I found a secluded spot in which to enjoy my Facebook Live with all of my friends. Hey, girls. And suddenly, it's like ants on a lollipop. Like, there are people everywhere. Where am I parked in front of a preschool or something? What is happening? Where's everybody going? Do this many people need physical therapy? Where are they going? This is crazy. Well, whatever. I have shade and I have good Wi-Fi connection, it appears. So I'm staying here. I'm staying here, people. Yeah, don't try to find me, Sean Nelson, because I am not in our neighborhood. I have an appointment. This morning. So I thought, I've learned the hard way. Oh, God, there's a person. I've learned the hard way that one must go to the place in which you are having the appointment and then stay there and do your Facebook Live there. Wait, I feel a cough coming on. Hold on. Look at that cute lid. Is that not the cutest? Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Hi, guys. Did you guys just see the announcement? Unique's going into Ireland on July 1st. Oh, it's so exciting. So exciting. I'll give just another second here. No, really. I'm going to watch where this man goes. Everyone arrived here at the same time. There must be something at 9 o'clock. They don't look dressed for the gym. They're heading into the Karma Bakery. Oh, now listen. There's a, how do you say it? Chabad, whatever. Is there like church today? It's not called church. I apologize. I don't know the lingo. They're going into the dentist. Okay, I don't know. I don't know where these people are going. Well, good morning. We will just get rolling here. How is everybody? It is a beautiful, beautiful sunny day. I'm telling you, I notice how fast these weeks are flying by because it feels like I just did a Friday Facebook Live. And here we are again. Here we are again. So, how about that phrase, words don't teach? I heard that and I had to stop. It stopped me in my tracks. I had to take a moment for a whoa. I mean, when you think about it, I think what makes me go whoa more than anything is when I hear something that's really more of a duh, but I never really thought about it that way. And I was like, you know what? Words don't teach. Words don't teach. These Friday Facebook Lives, I mean, I don't know about you. I have a really good time. I hope you do too. I hope I give you value. I hope I give you good information that is helpful for you. But the most important thing is what you do between Fridays. It's not the tuning in and listening. It's the action that you take in between those Fridays is the most important part. It's the most important part. You know, it's like, if you think about it, learning to swim. You can read a book. You can read a book on how to swim. But are you really going to learn to swim unless you get in the water? And the first time you get in the water, are you going to be able to swim? It's like, I hate to tell you, it's like online parties. First time you have an online party, is it going to be just the most amazing thing in the world? I mean, if you're lucky, maybe. But there's a whole other ball of wax that comes with that. What if the very first party you ever did was so freaking incredible? Then you would think, I have to laugh when I say that, then you would think that every party's going to be like that. And when you come to the realization that every party is not like that, you're going to be really, really, really disappointed. Really disappointed. To be honest with you, someone who has a rockin' first party, I don't know this for sure, but I am just from all the coaching that I've done and what I've seen, I would say that statistically, a person who has an incredible first party has a higher percentage of a chance of not sticking with the business than somebody who has the first couple of parties not do so well. It's expectation. It's all a mental game. It's all a mental game. And it's a numbers game. A lot of games here, people. It's a numbers game. It's a mental game. It's a numbers game because it's just like playing cards. You're not going to get a good hand. How many times have I been to Vegas? And I love me some crazy poker. That's what it's called, crazy poker. I love 4-card crazy poker. How many times have I gotten 4 of a kind? 1 time. And it paid good, people. It paid good. Only 1 time. I've spent hours at a table. Hours and hours in my gambling career. I'm not much of a gambler. The reason I like 4-card crazy poker, you don't have to know how to play. They just give you the cards and you flip them up and then the dealer tells you what to do. It's a fun game. I highly recommend it. Find the little $5 tables. So, how many times have I gotten 4 cards? 1 time. 1 time. And it was amazing. But if I would have hit it big the very first time I ever played that game, and then I sucked thereafter, it messes with you. But yeah, so you could sit and you could learn how to swim from a book. You could learn how to ride a bike from a book. But how do you explain to somebody what it feels like to have the water hold you up? What it feels like to float? How do you explain to somebody what it feels like to get that feeling of balance on a bike? Do you know what I mean? And I know we've all heard so many times, and because I'm relating that like to building a business, and not even just building a business, but just your life in general, right? What you learn as you go through this life. And everyone says, enjoy the journey, enjoy the process, whatever. And I'm just thinking, I'm not going to tell you what I'm thinking, but I'm thinking, right? You're like, yeah, give me a break. But it really hit me when I saw that phrase, words don't teach, that the journey, it's not about enjoying the journey. It's that the journey is the point of it. We think, well, the promotion is the point of it. Hitting that next level is the point of it. Hitting green status is the point of it. Hitting green status is a reflection of the journey that you just took. You don't just suddenly hit green status and then now you're this person that's, I know a lot of people think that. They think, well, when I hit green status, then I'm a leader, and then I'm... Green status and that little charm is a reflection of the work that you just did. That work is done. Like, you did that. And now you're on to the next thing. Now you're on to figuring out how to maintain green status. Then you're on to orange status. You're never going to be done. You're never going to be done. You think, oh, well, when I hit black status, woo, I have black status, I'm done. Guess what happens? The next day you wake up, it's the first of the month, and you got to do it all over again. You're never done. I'm black status 2. I'm never done. I don't hit black status 2 every single month because there's a lot of variables and a lot of things out of my control. It's what you're learning in the process. It's what you learned that got you to green that you're going to use to help you maintain green, that you're going to use to help your team hit green. That's the important stuff. The charms are fun. The promotions are fun. But if all you're focused on is that, you're missing the point, because those moments are so small. They are so small and fleeting. Think about, put it in other terms, think about your wedding. Is your wedding the reflection of a solid marriage? Does your wedding teach you what it's like to be married? Can I get a hell no? No. No. when you get that little positive pregnancy test, does that teach you what it's like to be a mother when you get that little and you're all so excited? No, not even a clue. Not even a clue. Funny story, because I heard a girl talking about, we're going to talk girl talk for a second, talking about taking a pregnancy test and, you know, peeing on the stick and the whole thing. And she's like, oh my God, I got pee on my hand. And I'm like, honey, if you can't handle a little pee on your hand, you are not ready to be a mother. You are not ready to be a mother. Because there's going to be things flying at you. You are going to be dodging stuff like Wonder Woman with her. There is projectile things flying out of those little beings that you just, in your worst nightmare, can't even imagine what's coming at you. Am I right? Am I right? But what teaches you how to be a mom? It's those experiences. And are they all pleasant? No, they're not. Thank God the pleasant ones like override the others. Because otherwise our civilization would come to a halting, right? To a complete halt, right? But it's in being the mother. It's in learning. It's in having those moments when maybe you didn't respond or do what you would have hoped you would have done as the wonderful mother that you wanted to be, that you realize, oh, okay, next time, you know what? Next time I'm going to have to keep it together. Next time I'm going to have to do better. Next time, and you try, and then the next time you lose your schnoodle, and then you're like, okay, no, for reals. Next time I'm going to do better. And you learn, and you grow. And as you grow and you get older and you get more patience, or you just get so worn out that you're just like, no, you know what? I'm going to remain calm here because I cannot follow this little three-nager down the rabbit hole. Okay? Relate it back to your business. Don't look at the challenges that you're having in your business. And we all have challenges, okay? This isn't me just being psychic, okay? Or making big assumptions. This is the truth. I don't care what business you're in. I don't care if you're running the bakery over here or you're a dentist. How does a dentist get more customers? Dentist has to hustle. Anybody has to hustle. If you're a doctor and you set up your own practice, how are you going to get patients? The thing is, too, think about that. I mean, people have to really trust you just because it says doctor. You know the old saying, what is the person who what do you call a person who graduated last in medical school? Doctor. How scary is that? How scary is that? But yeah, the journey, these experiences and these challenges that you're having in your business are the point. Because the point is for you to grow as a person, as a business person, figure out how to solve these problems, figure out what skills you need to hone in order to do better. And then when you learn, then you teach. When you learn, you show your team, this is how you do it. This is how I did it. Oh yeah, I remember when that happened to me. Oh yeah, so this is what I did. And then they go try and do the things, right? They don't just listen to you and go, oh, okay, and then they just sit there and they don't do anything, right? You're like, this is what I did. Because if your business and your success came easy, what sort of a teacher could you be? Because imagine if you joined the company and all of a sudden everything just took off with no effort on your part. And you built this huge team and they're having challenges and they're coming to you and they're saying, what do I do? What do I do? And you're like, I don't know, because I didn't have that challenge. I have no idea. I have no idea. It's easy. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Well, it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. You have to be able to come from that experience. And there's nobody in this world that ever gets to the top without having huge struggles. Huge struggles. I mean, those of you that are old enough to remember MTV Behind the Music or VH1 or whatever, remember that Behind the Music? It's like, oh my gosh, these stories. Every single person. Well, even, what was that show? Remember when the guys all move that bus? Remember when they would like find families and they would do the home makeovers, the home makeover show? My husband and I got to the point where we were watching those shows, because we're always crying because it was always these really sad stories. We got to the point where we were like, you do not want that bus showing up in front of your house. You do not. Because that means something went really wrong in your life. Do you know what I'm saying? Like somebody got really sick or some tragedy happened. Like you do not want to see that bus pulling down your street. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I know. Extreme Makeover. That's what it was. I loved that show. Yeah. But you think, gosh, those people are so lucky. You think you see movie stars. Oh, they're so lucky. Oh, you see, whatever, singers and musicians. Oh, they're so lucky that. You want to know their story? Everybody has a story. Look at Oprah's story. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Hi. Everyone has something that they have to overcome. So don't think that you are the only one that has something to overcome. And stop talking about what's not working. Last week, there was quite a thread going about, can't get parties. Nobody wants to join my team. Nobody wants to this. Nobody wants to that. Nobody wants to that. Here's the thing. If you want to prove the point that you can't get parties, if you want to beat that drum that you can't get parties, if that's the hill you want to die on, then go right ahead. I will agree with you. You cannot get parties. What I'm saying is, I know why you can't get parties. I know why your business isn't growing. You're beating the drum of what you don't want. Stop beating the drum of what you don't want. Talk about what you do want. Instead of saying, I can't get online parties, say, figure out what you want. I want to get 15 online parties. You feel the difference there? Besides, oh, I can't get parties. Or, I really want to get 15 online parties. I really want to get 15 online parties. How am I going to do that? How am I going to get 15 online parties? Well, the last time I got a party, I asked 10 people, and I got one party. So if I want to get 15 online parties, I'm going to have to ask 150 people. Where am I going to find 150 people? Do you see these little breadcrumbs? Follow the breadcrumbs. Stop beating the drum of what you don't want, because you'll keep getting more of it. It's an energy. It's a vibration. You're throwing that out to the universe. You are throwing that out to the universe that you can't get online parties. And I'm here to say, you know what? You're right. You can't get online parties. You can't get online parties until you change your mindset, until you change your energy, you change your vibration, you change your outlook, you reframe it. You have to be coachable. You have to be coachable. So that's what I see these Friday Facebook Lives as. It's just a little, maybe a little bit, a little tidbit, a little reframing, a fresh outlook, giving you some ideas for you to then go do the things. The things are the most important. Absolutely the most important. Mindset is everything. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Adrian. Mindset is everything. If you think you can, you can. There is nothing, and I've always thought this for myself, there is nothing that I can't do if I want to do it bad enough. There is nothing that I can't do. Nothing. Is anything going to be easy? No. But I always knew about myself, if it's something that I want, I'm willing to work hard for it. There is nothing that I can't do, and there is nothing that you can't do. But you have to have that mindset about it, that there's nothing that you can't do if you want it bad enough. If you're not afraid of hard work. If you're not afraid to do whatever it takes to make it happen. I wanted to go to college. I chose a college that was a fancy 2-year school because I didn't want to take the time to go to 4 years of college. I was ready to work. I got out of high school and I thought, you know what? I'm just ready to hit the ground running. I could feel there was stuff out there for me. I wanted to get in there. I wanted to work. I didn't want to waste time taking math classes and taking English classes and all that boring stuff. I didn't want to do those first 2 years of general ed. And I thought, you know what? I'll become a buyer. I'll become a buyer for like Nordstrom or Macy's or something, and I will travel the world being a buyer. So I told my parents, I want to go to the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. It's the only 2-year school that you are you could be hired by one of these big department stores to be a buyer. Any other school, you had to have a 4-year degree. It was very expensive. So my parents were like, okay, well, that's your 4 years of college tuition in 2 years. I'm like, that's okay. That's okay. Because I'm going to get in there. I only had to take the bare minimum of core classes to get my Associate of Arts degree. Done. So I did. 2 years of school. I loved it. My favorite class was my marketing class. That was surprising. 2 years of school. And guess what? At the end of 2 years, I realized what it really was to be a buyer. It wasn't really just shopping for a living. I mean, technically it was, but it really wasn't. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. And I was only 19 years old. I graduated at 17, so I was only 19 years old. And there I was with an AA degree in merchandise marketing. I didn't want to do that. So I took a year off and I worked in international marketing for a speaker company, Cerwin Vega Speakers, and that was an office job, and that was 9 to 5, and I thought I was going to die. That journey taught me, well, it taught me a lot about international marketing. It did. Taught me a lot. It also taught me Sherry's not an office girl. Sherry's not a 9 to 5 punch the clock girl. That was pure torture. Staring at the same cubicle every single day. I wanted to die. Okay? But I learned something about myself. So then I needed to go back to college. I didn't have any money to go back to college. My parents were actually mad at me because they weren't able to help me for my next 2 years of college. 3. Because I had used up all my money. So they felt bad, but that was my choice. Did I ever have a doubt that I was going to get a degree? No, because I'm going to figure it out. I didn't have a hot second of a stress. Not a hot second of stress worrying about whether or not I was going to get a bachelor's degree. It was going to happen because I was going to work. I was going to take out loans. I was going to apply for financial aid. Whatever. I ended up graduating with a bachelor's in marketing and advertising, and it took me 10 years to pay off my student loans. So what? So what's my point? My point is, anywhere you want to get in your life, whether it's a promotion, whether it's whatever, I don't care, whatever it is, you can get there. You can absolutely get there. You just have to be willing to do whatever it takes. And you have to understand that the journey is teaching you something. You don't just suddenly learn something when they hand you that degree on the stage. The learning came from all of the years of schooling. And to be honest with you, and this is what I have told my niece who's in college right now, she's getting ready to change her major. This is what I tell college kids. It's not so much what you're learning while you're in school that's the value. What I mean is, it's not so much what you're learning in the classroom that is going to be of the most value to you when you graduate. And I'm applying this to your business right now. It is not in being awarded the black status charm and getting to stand up on that stage and have your picture taken with Derek and Melanie at convention. Icing on the cake. That's the cherry on top. The value is in the struggle. The value is in the learning that you gain as you're going to achieve it. When you're in college, it's not as much about what you're learning while you're sitting at the desk. It's about what you're learning when you're learning how to budget, being a starving student, when you're learning how to negotiate with the financial aid department, when you're in the ever-loving registrar's office trying to get your class schedule figured out and trying to figure the classes that you need so that you can graduate so that you don't have to pay for another semester. Don't get me started. Do you see what I'm saying? The skills that I gained by the time I was done with college, with all the negotiations, with the administrative stuff, that taught me more. That and the fact that I learned that when I sit down on the first day of a class, when I sit down at the first day of statistics, which I call statistics, and I'm looking at that syllabus, and they're telling me everything that I'm going to learn that semester, and I'm thinking, yeah, right. How is that even possible? How am I going to learn to do that? Or my marketing class, when they're like, oh, you're going to develop a business. You're going to develop a business plan. You're going to develop a mock-up. You're going to develop a this. You're going to do a this. You're going to do a sales pitch. You're going to do an advertising campaign. You're going to do a da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm thinking on the first day, I don't know how to do any of that. Well, duh. Of course you don't. Of course you don't know how to do any of that. You're just starting. You got to get in it. You know, you got to get in and get your hands dirty. You cannot make a pot in a pottery class without getting your hands in the mud. Everybody starts at the same level. We all start out as beginners. So stop expecting that you're going to hit the ground running the minute that you sign up, that some magical little lash fairy is going to land on your shoulder and is going to turn you into the world's best online party person. It is practice, 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 practice. That's what it takes. Okay? You don't need a charm to work like a black status presenter. That's right. That's right, Mary Mooney. That's right. So many of you ladies, I see how hard you're working, and you've got what it takes. You've got what it takes. You're already doing it. It's just the timing. It's just the timing of figuring out when is that. There's only 4 aces in a deck of cards. When are you going to get that ace? When are you going to get that ace? And it's not a race to the finish line, because there is no finish line. As soon as you achieve one thing, you're going to have your sights set on something else. As soon as you achieve that, you're going to have your sights set on something else. You have to learn to enjoy the process, because those little moments of promotion, of pat on the back, are so fleeting. They're so fleeting and small that you have to enjoy. You don't have to enjoy every moment, because honestly, there are moments that none of us are going to enjoy. But you got to enjoy the big picture of it. And you got to learn to enjoy that uncomfortable, like butterfly in the stomach feeling. You have to learn to reframe that. That little kind of nervous feeling that you get maybe right before you go and do a Facebook Live as it's counting down, 3, 2, 1. That feeling, instead of saying that that feeling is fear, you need to call it something else. Call it excitement. Call it adrenaline. Call it your inner intuition that you're doing something that is amazing and is going to really help your business. That's what you need to call it. So anyways, that's it, ladies and boys and girls and everybody. Super excited about Ireland. I had no clue. That's very exciting. And I hope you all are working hard for those Punta Cana points. That resort looks incredible. And I've talked to people who've been there. They said it's massive. It's just massive. So I hope to see you all there. And I hope you all have your convention tickets. Kelly Clarkson. I mean, really, can we just take a moment and just think for a moment what that's going to be like? All of us crazy Y sisters in a room with Kelly freaking Clarkson. Tear. I remember her when she was just a babe. When she was just a babe, watching her win American Idol. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's going to be amazing. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And thank you so much for tuning in. If you found value here, please feel free to share. Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.